Thanks for wrapping up the work week with us. We begin tonight with the latest coronavirus news from Capitol Hill. The House has passed the $3 trillion HEROES Act to deal with the economic fallout of the coronavirus. Montana Congressman Greg Gianforte voted against the bill. Both Senate Republicans and the White House have said the stimulus bill is dead on arrival. Meanwhile, President Trump announced new developments in Operation Warp Speed, his administration's accelerated push for a vaccine, hoping to have one by the end of the year. The president named an Army general and a former pharmaceutical executive to co-lead the initiative. And in a rare public rebuke, the medical journal Lancet said the Trump administration was obsessed with magic bullets like vaccines, when their focus should be on tracing and testing, adding that the CDC has been undermanned and made ineffective. Well, businesses in Montana are reopening and people are returning to work. For some local businesses, however, bringing back all their furloughed employees depends on sales numbers. And as MTN's Matt Holzaffel reports, those numbers may indicate the worst is yet to come.
Reopening can be a slow process.
Sales are less than half what they used to be.
Some small business owners don't think that's going to change anytime soon.
Like today, our sales are doing really well for the coffee shop that we are, but on average, people just aren't coming in like they used to be. And I think this is going to last a while.
Partially because people are still being cautious about venturing into public places, but also because of the economic impact of unemployment benefits that are set to expire at the end of July.
I anticipate the economy will really feel the pressure then. And there's millions of people out of work. They're going to be flat broke. And it's just, the impact is going to be tremendous when that happens.
Thad believes the timeline for businesses to get back to normal relies on the development of a coronavirus vaccine, which the country's top infectious disease expert, Dr. Anthony Fauci, says may not be widely available until at least early 2021.
Until that happens, people are going to be cautious and the economy is going to be slow. And even that said, it's still going to take time to drag the economy out of the slump that it's in.
Thad estimates that it could take at least 2 and as many as 5 years before small businesses can get back to the way they were financially. But there are reasons to be hopeful.
Great Falls Development Authority was able to give us a bridge loan and help us reopen. This is, Montanans taking care of Montanans. And then, believe it or not, the federal government's disaster relief money showed up on top of that. So it's out there, it's coming, and the relief is available. It just takes time.
In Great Falls, Matt Holzaffel, MTN News.
Well, it looks as though Great Falls students and parents may have the final word on graduation ceremonies. Last week, the district announced each school would hold a ceremony for graduates only in the Four Seasons Arena. The idea came about after government guidance allowing for only 250 people to be present. Now the district is sending a survey to graduates and their parents asking for their input on a couple of other options. Besides the original plan, one option includes holding graduation outdoors and allowing each graduate 2 guests. Another would allow for smaller ceremonies for each school that allow for guests to attend.
What motivated the decisions from the get-go is to take care of them, make sure they were protected, and that health and safety for them was being attended to. So, people were upset or angry that we were not allowing parents or guests or visitors to come to the Four Seasons to observe. The decision was based on guidance from healthcare officials, the state level, and in the students' best interest.
Now, those surveys went out today. The district hopes to announce their decision at a meeting Monday night. Earlier this week, the Helena School District announced that they are planning on holding an outdoor ceremony with 2 guests per graduate. Libertarian U.S. Senate candidate Susan Goode-Giese said today that she's withdrawing from the race because the COVID-19 pandemic will demand all her time as a Lewis and Clark County Commissioner. Goode-Giese, who chairs the commission, said she thought that the federal government would take the lead on responding to the crisis, but that the burden is falling on local governments. The 70-year-old Goode-Giese became a candidate March 18th, replacing a Libertarian candidate who had withdrawn moments before the filing deadline 9 days earlier. She won election to the county commission as a Republican and is a former chair of the state Republican Party. Goode-Giese's term as county commissioner expires this year. She said she plans to return any campaign donations and that she regrets being unable to run. Less than 1 week into voting for Montana's all-mail-in primary election, it looks like at least 1/5 of the ballots are already in and maybe more. 64,000 ballots had been returned to county election offices, according to the Montana Secretary of State. That's out of 600,000 ballots that were mailed to registered voters last Friday for the June 2nd primary. It's hard to know what turnout will be in Montana's first all-male statewide election, but in recent statewide primary elections, the total turnout has been just under 300,000 votes cast. And if that's the standard for this election, more than a fifth of the likely votes have been cast in the first 4 days of ballot counting. Gallatin and Flathead counties so far have posted unusually low numbers, which likely means the total ballots returned is probably higher. Well, construction on the Beatty Street trailhead in Helena will pick back up on Monday, May 18th. That's according to Helena city leaders. Construction will be completed in 2 phases. The trailhead will be mostly done by the end of May. Street improvements should be done by the end of July. Right now, the site is closed to the public. Work on the project started in early April, but it was halted when Lewis and Clark District Court granted a temporary restraining order to 2 Helena residents who had filed a complaint. This week, a judge denied their request for a preliminary injunction to stop the project. In Helena, law enforcement officers have been taking part in a 24-hour vigil in honor of National Peace Officers Memorial Day. Since midnight, officers have been taking turns standing at the Law Enforcement Memorial at the Montana State Capitol. The Helena Police Department, Lewis and Clark County Sheriff's Office, Montana Highway Patrol, and the Montana Department of Justice are all taking part. Flags around the state are flying at half-staff today to honor law enforcement officers killed in the line of duty. Lewis and Clark County Sheriff Leo Dutton asked people to take time to think about the sacrifice these officers and their families have made.
Give thanks, much like we do on Memorial Day, for the veterans who have died for our country. These are peace officers who have died keeping you safe. Just take a moment to realize that we have people who work for you that keep us safe each and every day.
Now, this year's statewide memorial event was set to be held in Bozeman today, but leaders held a virtual ceremony instead because of COVID-19. Today was another active weather day with showers and storms developing all across the state. Brandon Michaels joins us now. Brandon, those showers brought us not only rain, but some pretty nice sights too.
Yeah, they did. We had quite a few pictures sent in of some very bright rainbows, even double rainbows across the area. We're going to show you one of those to start things off. The photo of the day here from Julia. Thank you for sending those in. Thank you everyone who sent us in those pictures, but that's a great shot there. Very bright double rainbow in the Great Falls area. So that was really cool after those showers moved through, and those showers are pretty much done moving through now. We've still got a little bit of lingering activity, some very light showers down the corner of Blaine and Phillips County, and some little bit of rain pushing into southern Cascade County as well. But in general, the trend is going to be for things to dry up through the night tonight. Now, some of us did see some heavy rain today, especially around Lewistown. Over a half an inch reported there. Definitely saw some rain in Great Falls and Helena, but the airports didn't actually measure any of that rain, so officially it'll go in the books as no rainfall here in Great Falls. At the studio, we picked up about a tenth of an inch. Temperatures were a little on the cool side to the south today. 50 in Helena, 62 in Great Falls, but some 70s to the north and east, and we can expect more 70s in the forecast as we head into the weekend. We'll talk about that later in the show.
All right, thanks, Brandon. Well, if you're an active Facebook user in the Great Falls area, you've likely heard of the group that's been taking the city's restaurant industry by storm. MTN's Lindsay Hyatt met up with the founders of Great Falls Takedown Takeout to discuss their group's growth in membership from hundreds to thousands in a matter of months.
Meet Beth Branham and Terry Hurley, founders of Great Falls Takedown and Takeout, a Facebook group that has kept the city's food industry from being taken down by coronavirus.
I actually posted something on my personal Facebook page to ask for people's opinions on what we could do to help these small restaurants. And I talked to Beth, my daughter, a few days later, and asked her, and she said, "Oh, I seen you posted that on there." She said, "Why don't we start a Facebook page?"
So they formed a Facebook group, one that took off right away.
When we set it up, there was, instantly like 500 members. We thought, well, we have to do something a little bit different because you can't have that many people out at, restaurants. That would be not safe.
Each week, the father-daughter duo highlighted takeout establishments in the community to give businesses a boost.
8 or 10 businesses a week, and just challenge people to go eat at those businesses, and then, or whatever business that they wanted, to just continue to grow every week.
And soon enough, the Great Falls group had become a huge hub for hometown helpers, expanding from 500 members to over 9,000.
Just a great group of people. I mean, we put this platform out for people to do this they're doing all the work and, going to all the restaurants and making this work. We need every single member to make this go, so.
The group's members and creators have helped dozens of community businesses take off with takeout.
It was awesome, and it was surprising, kind of inspiring that something so small, can make an impact and make a difference for people.
And that impact doesn't have to end when coronavirus does. As for the future of the group post-COVID,
let's keep this going even after this virus is gone. Just keep these businesses thriving.
In Great Falls, Lindsay Hyatt, MTN News.
When we come back, the race is on for the perfect shed. We'll tag along as hundreds converge on the Sun River Wildlife Management Area.
Powered by the Montana Television Network. The 10 o'clock news continues on Montana's News Leader.
Welcome back. Earlier this afternoon across Montana, wildlife management areas opened their gates to eager hikers, campers, and shed hunters looking for antlers left behind by deer and elk, and even the occasional moose. MTN's Andy Curtis was at one of the more popular sites and has our report.
It's an event that can be best described as Black Friday for antlers. After being closed to human visitors on December 1st, trucks, hikers, and horseback riders all lined up for the opening of the Sun River WMA just outside of Augusta to hunt for the valuable antlers shed by elk, deer, and even the occasional moose.
Made some antler art with it, and I traded some to taxidermists for taxidermy work.
And once the clock struck 12, it was off to the races. Now, by the turnout today, you wouldn't have guessed that this is the first time this yearly tradition has been held during a global pandemic. But it was something that Fish, Wildlife, and Parks was taking precautions for, putting up signs and not weighing antler hauls like they did in previous years. Even during this new norm, though, there was only so much that could be done.
With the layout of the land and the kind of the bottleneck as far as letting everybody in, we basically have to do the opening as we traditionally have.
After that initial opening rush, though, social distancing was not a problem, as hunters spread out across the land searching for the potentially lucrative sheds, which can be worth up to $12 a pound.
I mean, everybody's pretty well spaced apart, and when you're on these horses and stuff, you kind of stay away from each other anyway.
And if you're lucky enough, this is what you end up with today.
You never know what the total number of antlers are going to be found, but it's always exciting for everybody to go out there.
Reporting from the Sun River Wildlife Management Area, Andy Curtis, MTN News.
Well, the COVID-19 pandemic has canceled or put a temporary halt to many springtime traditions, but there is some good news today. Girl Scout cookies are back on sale locally. This weekend, troops across the state will resume the sale of Samoas, Thin Mints, Tagalongs, and more. The girls will be taking steps to protect health, including wearing masks and holding drive-up booths. The cookie program is a way for the girls to learn how to run a small business. Cookie sales would have usually wrapped up by now, and this year has given the girls a unique perspective on the challenges many Montana businesses are currently facing.
They can see what other small businesses are going through right now of not being able to be open for business as we normally would have been months ago.
And a month ago, the Girl Scouts of Montana and Wyoming donated 8,000 boxes of cookies to hospitals.
Well, our weekend forecast looking a little bit drier and a little bit warmer than what we saw today. I'll tell you what's heading our way coming up.
Now, here's your Storm Tracker weather forecast with meteorologist Brandon Michaels.
Still Still tracking some showers here this evening, but in general, things are starting to kind of wind down here. Still a little bit of activity up toward the High Line and just to the south of Great Falls, but everything's weakening, and the trend is going to be for us to be clearing as we head through the night tonight. And we're going to take a look at this big area of high pressure building into our west, because that's what's going to be right overhead as we head into the day tomorrow. You can see where that is overhead. They've got clearer skies out there, and that's what we're going to get as that transitions towards us for tomorrow. So 2 a.m. here, not much going on. We've got actively clearing skies, not too much left in the way of cloud cover, and just an overall decent evening. Maybe a tiny bit of patchy fog for tomorrow morning, but by the time we get to the early afternoon, pretty much everybody has made the transition to sunshine. A nice sunny day for our Saturday, maybe a couple of clouds building into the afternoon, but more sunshine than anything else. Really nice day to start off the weekend. Do start to see some changes for us as we head into Sunday. We got a lot more cloud cover in the forecast, so mostly cloudy skies. A couple peaks of sunshine will be possible, and actually sunnier conditions off to the north and off to the east. And then eventually, as we head later into the day, especially much later into the day on Sunday, we see just 1 or 2 little showers popping up. But in general, most of pretty much all of Saturday and most of Sunday is going to be dry, so it's going to be a nice dry weekend in store for us, and the temperatures are going to be really nice too. We've actually got some still pretty mild spots tonight. Look at Glasgow. They're still at 57 degrees. It's 52 right now in Jordan, 45 in Lewistown, 50 in Havre, and we're sitting at 46 and 48 in Great Falls and in Helena. Overnight lows tonight, mainly 30s, a couple of milder spots in the 40s, going 37 for Lewistown, 41 for Hayes, 42 for the overnight low temperature in Jordan. Through the day tomorrow, though, those temperatures really take off to a much more comfortable level than it has been for many of us. Places like Helena, Lewistown, pretty chilly today with all that rain. We're going to quickly jump into the 60s by the afternoon, and we're going to stay there. So really nice range of temperatures through tomorrow afternoon. Actual high temperatures, very nice. The cooler spots still in the mid-60s, so that's still not too bad. Places like Helena up to 70, 70 in Cutbank as well, 72 in Glasgow, and 71 in Jordan. As far as the winds are concerned, not a factor tomorrow. So we've got sunshine, we've got warmer temperatures, and we've got really not much in the way of wind. That will be changing, though, as we head into the day on Sunday. We do see some stronger winds in northeast Montana here. Some 20 to 30 mile per hour wind gusts are possible, so a little bit breezier on Sunday, but also a little bit warmer on Sunday. 75 in both Helena and Great Falls, 72 in Hayes and Lewistown. Look at Glasgow, Havre, and Jordan in the upper 70s. Would not be surprised whatsoever to see a couple of 80-degree readings by the time we get to Sunday afternoon, especially in eastern Montana, where we have a little bit more sunshine. Rest of the forecast does not show a lot of sunshine, though. Big changes as we head into next week. Again, not too bad for the weekend. Clouds start to increase Sunday. Some showers late in the day, but a lot of chances for additional showers from there. Showers and storms Monday and into the day on Tuesday, 72 and 68 for the high temperatures in Great Falls. And then we get a pretty big system building in for next week. That's going to give us chances for rain for Wednesday, Thursday, and even into the day on Friday. Could be some heavy rain at times, so we will be watching for the potential for some flooding as we head into next week. Mostly sunny for our Saturday in Helena. Our Sunday looking mostly cloudy. And then again, kind of the same pattern as Great Falls, more active weather as we head into next week. Pretty much a chance of showers and storms, or at least a chance of showers every day. Tim?
Thanks, Brandon. COVID-19 has not diminished the spirit of Montana's Special Olympic athletes. See how they celebrated the organization's 50th birthday when the news continues.
Powered by the Montana Television Network. The 10 o'clock news continues on Montana's News Leader.
Welcome back. Special Olympics Montana celebrated its 50th birthday today, and what better way to celebrate than with the 26th annual MTN Chevy raffle at City Motors in Great Falls. MTN's Isaiah Dunk has more.
Special Olympics Montana turned 50 on Friday, and though the coronavirus pandemic made selling raffle tickets more difficult this year, the support was strong. More than 86,000 tickets sold by 63 Special Olympics teams across the state. That added up to more than $434,000 for Special Olympics Montana.
Montanans believe in Special Olympics. We are thriving because of the goodness of Montanans. Montana is all about building inclusive communities. They do that by supporting the MTN Chevy raffle. We couldn't be more pleased.
Prizes ranged from gift cards worth thousands all the way to a 2020 Chevy Silverado. John Hargett and Jamie Darko of Great Falls were the two top sellers this year. Hargett led the way with 1,400 tickets.
I worked so hard, walking everywhere, to business, to dealerships, and everywhere downtown. And I couldn't thank everyone in the community for their support and their love for Special Olympics.
Because of the coronavirus, the state summer games will be virtual this year, with opening ceremonies this Sunday, May 17th. Hargett misses being around the other athletes, but he's ready for his 20th year, no matter what.
It's kind of hard not seeing all the athletes here, and it's also kind of hard to understand that social distancing for all the athletes and coaches and volunteers and staff members, and almost all the volunteers that help out with the state summer games. I know it's pretty hard on each and every one of them, but everything will get back to normal. It'll just go by slow.
In Great Falls, Isaiah Dunk, MTN News.
Well, today, gyms and workout stations across Montana are back in session, while resuming operations is fairly simple for large-scale exercise facilities. One Great Falls CrossFit studio explained how they are going to be converting to the group-style high-intensity workout class to suit social distancing needs. Big Sky CrossFit opened this morning with several new changes, like spaced-out workouts, smaller class sizes, and breaks between classes for sanitizing. Although classes previously allowed up to 18 participants, now classes are limited to 6 members to allow for appropriate social distancing and to ensure that no one shares the equipment during the class. Owner Ryan Smith explained how this new class structure will work.
I'm not running them through workouts. I'm just basically saying this is what it is. You guys have the decision basically of how you want to go through it. And then, but we have to be out the door at this time for the next set of people, and they give me time to clean as well.
Today was a soft opening for Big Sky CrossFit with just a few classes. Their normal class schedule will resume on Monday. We'll be right back with the final check of your forecast after this.
Welcome back. Pretty nice weekend in the forecast for us. Lots of sunshine tomorrow. Comfortable temperature of 70 in Helena, 75 and mostly cloudy with a high temperature on Sunday in Helena. Great Falls, a little bit warmer tomorrow, a little bit more sunshine with a high of 72. Beautiful day, 75, and again a little bit more cloudy on Sunday.
Well, finally, this is the Bison and Rustlers putting aside the crosstown rivalry, teaming up for some beautiful music. The Great Falls High Delphian Choir and CMR Chanteur Choir combine their voices to perform as a virtual choir. They performed the song Oh Love by Elaine Hagenberg, and it's kind of fitting. The choirs came together since the teachers are husband and wife, and they say that the kids have been missing the community aspect of choir class. Very impressive the way they did that, Brandon. It looks like a Zoom video, but I'm told that each student had to sing their part individually.
Wow.
And then it was all edited together, so some pretty creative editing.
That's impressive, and it sounds a lot better than our Zoom meetings here.
Absolutely. That's all the time we have. We hope you have a great weekend. Good night.